What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. I'm here with the beautiful, the once so strong Raquel Castro from Pablo. Raquel, round of applause for you. Wow, you're amazing. How is it? What's up?
All good.
All
All
good?
good. Very happy to being able to have this conversation.
Hey, it's nice that we get it sorted out. It's hard to find synchronization with other artists. It's like, okay, what time on the day are you available? When are you not traveling and not dancing? And when I'm not traveling and I'm not dancing? What's up?
I'm
Now we're here. For sure. So I want to talk, I want to have a conversation about your training. What's the backstory? Every dancer have a backstory. And what are you currently doing to stay in top shape? Because let's be honest, if this was football, you would be Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
I wish.
If only the salary was the same. So you're uncommon amongst uncommon people. But let's start from the beginning. Like, where did you? What type of training did you do before dancing, and how long have you been dancing?
I started dancing when I was 7, and I started with ballet when I was very, very little. And that lasted like 4 years, not that long actually. And then when I stopped, I started again, but more modern dances like hip hop and stuff. And then I went back to contemporary dancing. And yeah.
Do you think that contemporary and ballet, like especially ballet, right, for being such a strict style, do you think it has helped you?
Yeah, the most important thing, especially when you're so little, because you don't know what you want to do. Actually, back in the days, I didn't know if I wanted to be a ballerina, if I wanted to be just hip hop dancer or whatever. So the most important thing is the discipline for me.
Yeah.
The way teachers transmit all that knowledge to you, like take care of your body, because you are like it's for the living, right?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Ballet is 100% technique. Like it has a little bit. It is a dance, okay? You dance with the soul, with the heart. But at the beginning, when you start training, when you are small, like it's 100% technique.
Yeah.
So it's all discipline and respect for all the dancers, your colleges, and all that.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the most important thing that ballet gave me at the beginning. Yeah.
I think it's hard for people to understand like what ballet really is. Even me who is a dancer, but I think like just like you're saying, it's 100% technique. Like it's one of the few dances where you can really point out like this is correct and this is wrong. There is no in between. It's right or wrong. But then, like you're saying, like you're putting your soul into this way of perfection. But so what made you go back to contemporary? Like from so you went to hip hop, or you went from ballet, this super strict, went to hip hop, which is like the total opposite, very free, very, yeah, I would say very free. And then you went back into that.
Yeah, I felt that something was missing there. Every dancer has his own personality, and I was feeling like I feel good and I'm learning a lot, and my body moves in a different way. But the thing that I feel when I'm dancing more lyrical stuff is completely different. The way that I move, the way my body works is different. So I went back there and I stayed there for a long, long, long time.
Now I'm stuck. Now I can't leave it. So when did you go to bachata?
Bachata. Sorry. Actually, I started with salsa in 2011. Wow. So I was like 100% salsera.
Oh, really? First.
Yeah. That was something that I will always remember, because such a nice, period of my life.
Yeah, of course.
Because when you spend a lot of time dancing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
then you feel like you need to get inspiration
Mm-hmm.
somehow. And I started like just for fun. Actually, it was like something different, and it was new for me that I was dancing that out of the room, like out of the class, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a social dancing, and I completely fell in love with it
That
at the beginning.
explains it. Because I
Yeah.
saw a video. I saw a video of you dancing with Michael Fonso. You're absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, wait, she's good for real, for real.
Master. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a pure beast.
I enjoy, like, nowadays. I'm so happy when I'm in a festival that makes salsa and bachata, because for me, I just go there and dance and relax, and I don't think about
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you feel that? Do you feel when you're social dancing sometimes it like it becomes a job, but when you're dancing bachata?
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is. Even though I really like to social dancing.
Yeah, of course.
I really like, and I'm not just saying. There's some dancers that they just love to go on stage and perform, and that's it. Others, they love to teach, and they do everything, to teach people and to make them feel like they're actually learning and having fun and everything. And others, social dancing 100%. For me, it's a mix of the three, but I really like dancing. But sometimes your body, like, is telling you to stop, and you cannot, right?
That's the thing, right?
Sometimes it's tough, and it's tough here too, not only physically.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the mental aspect of everything, because I feel that's one of the things that most people, it's like, especially for someone like you, who's like, okay, if you're social dancing, it's like 8 out of 10 dances there is a, especially now, 8 out of 10 dances there is a video camera or a cell phone or someone recording you. So it's kind of performing, you know what I mean? But before we talk about that, like, I know you're doing some strength training, and how did you get into that? Like, more like, okay, let's start here instead. What type of training are you doing now to supplement for your dancing?
Yeah. So before I started dancing with Pablo, I didn't do any training. So that was dancing, and I felt like my body, when I started dancing with Pablo, I felt like my body was not in shape. Like, I needed something else, right? This was in 2014, and I was suffering a lot of back pain, and especially in my legs and stuff. And since I started going to the gym, at first it was just the gym, okay? We trained together. Pablo was teaching me, some exercises, and also the trainer there in the gym in Cali, when we were living there. And I started like that, and I felt very strong. Like, I felt my body different, right? But that was at the beginning. And when you grow, like, when your muscle grow a lot more than you want.
What's happening?
So,
what is
I felt that. And when I moved to Madrid, I changed that a little bit. So I'm doing personal training with a personal trainer, and it's a lot more, like, less time, but very intense. And for me, it's working very good.
That's awesome. So what type of, like, what is functional training for you? What does that mean?
Functional training is like, he's doing a personal workout for dancers.
That's awesome.
And depending on the body, right? Because some people need to work out more on arms, others legs, others core. It depends what you need, what kind of dancing are you doing. and a lot more. So it's really good that you have, and you know that because you are one of them, a very good professional that knows the type of person that has.
It's important. It's so important. Like, it's so important to have someone, first of all, that you trust and then connect with as a person, and actually knows what he's talking about. I say to a lot of people, it's like, how are you gonna have a trainer and expect him to know what you're going through if he doesn't even, like, he has no idea, he never looked into your dancing. What are you, like, how is that possible? But are you doing any type of, like, strength training per se is obviously good for injury prevention, but are you doing any type of yoga or rehab training? Because I remember you fucked up your ankle or whatever it was.
Yeah, I did. And it was very bad. And since then I go to the physiotherapist. If I'm not injured, like if I don't have something wrong, I go twice a month.
And that's without being injured. That's just part of your program right now.
And usually I have something every time, like it's something in my leg, something in my shoulder, something's going wrong. And especially my back, because my back is always suffering, my back and my neck. So I need
do you think it's from social dancing or from flying? Like, what do you think it is?
It's for everything.
Good answer.
You have your muscle overload. I don't know if it's the right word in
English.
Sorry.
Of course. And especially, what is that?
That all my injuries come from the same thing, overload. Like when you feel like you're okay because you have, everything is sore. One part of your body is not feeling right. But it's just part of your normal life. I don't feel it like, oh, I should go to the physio or something. It's just whatever. And then when you stretch a lot more, so you realize that you should have gone weeks ago.
That's the thing. It's like we say that, like, most people don't know how good your body is supposed to feel. And you're so fast to forget it. And me too. It's like, yo, I'm so stiff. What's happening with my body? It's like, I haven't been to the physio in a while. It's like, I need to go and get some massage or to do more stretching. Do you do any type of stretching, additional stretching?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Every day.
This is
really important, because the stretching is one thing that, even though you are not a dancer, you should do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's really important for the body. It's really important. So, for relax, like you feel different. For everything. It's for everything. You cannot be like that, like a crab.
And that's the thing, is like, but if you are a crab and you've been a crab for the last, you know what I mean? You've been a crab for the last 15 years because you have an office job, and then you're a crab and you have that crab position, and then you start to dance bachata, and then all of a sudden, especially if you're a woman, because I swear my life, when I see women dancing and I know what they're working with, they have regular desk jobs and everything, and then they go into these cambres and crazy dips. It's like, how, I hope you didn't warm up. Did you do anything? Like, you just went from desk job, crab position to that crazy camber and everything. Wow.
That's a kind of an issue. And I will always warn this in my classes, because some of the ladies, they just copy what they see. And for instance, when I'm doing a cambre, I know what I'm doing. I know where is my balance. I know where are my limits. I know all of that. And I'm just saying, because they don't know, so they just do, and they can hurt themselves. And especially for the leaders, that they don't know how to lead a cambre.
So it's hard. It's hard. Like,
hard. And all the body isolations, that they are not thinking about the body. They just moving. No, they need to learn. Like, I wish I could have more workshops only about body consciousness, like
Uh-huh.
how your body works, because
Yeah.
sensual bachata is coming into a point that you need conditions to dance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For sure.
To
For sure.
to
For
to,
sure.
to be able to make the move correctly. So at least on your limits, but trying to make the move correct. This is really important too.
It's so important. And then like I try to talk about it in my workshops when I do these dance specific training classes, right? Like, yo, you need to warm up before going social dance. I know that it sounds crazy. I hear myself when I say it and it sounds crazy, but you need to do, like you're saying, like you need to be conscious of your body and do and analyze, okay, what type of movements are you actually doing? It's like, this is not normal for you in your regular life.
Exactly.
But and then my thing is also like, I feel so bad when I think about women when you're out dancing, because you're wearing these heels, and I just know, I just know how bad that is. Yeah, like, you guys are superheroes. Like, you need to get extra respect for that. I swear.
Doing everything up on heels.
Yeah. And we take it for granted, right? Like, we as men, we just take it for granted. It's like, yeah, whatever, they're wearing heels. It's like, we don't even think about it because it's so normal now. It's like, that's an art. Like, that's a skill. That's a real skill.
Yeah, for the balance, for everything, the strength of the legs.
Yeah,
it's everything.
It's crazy. What type of does your trainer map out your nutrition also?
Yeah, always. But it's not the same when I'm competing. When I'm like, he's changing my diet, and this is what I do. Actually, at the moment, I'm just trying to eat healthy. When I want to reach specific goal, specific, I don't know, it depends. Yeah. I know for competition I need to be thinner, but I need to be strong, but it's a combination of everything. So my diet changes a lot. And it's also a sacrifice, but it's everything, because actually when you are preparing for competition, like, your body, your mind, everything needs to go into the same goal. And it's kind of different. But for regular basis, like for normal life, because I am dancing every day, you need to keep a diet.
Normal life is like, yeah, but which is very important. Normal life for you is dancing every day, traveling to a different country, or if not even across the Atlantic every day. So yeah, but that's crazy. You're crushing it. You're out there crushing it. It's amazing. But it's like you're saying, it's a sacrifice, and it goes in everything. Everything you're doing has every action has an opposite and equal reaction. So you want to compete? It's cool. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want this? You want to be best in the world? Do you want to be able to call yourself world champions? How many times you call yourself world champions? I can let them know. How many times? How many times you've been world champion?
Like, the thing about this is, I don't like to talk about this. True, like, world champions, whatever. The thing is, you want to be a better you. No matter if it's on dancing or your job or whatever you are doing. Like, if you want to be a better you, like the best you can be, like, you need to sacrifice, right? And to reach goals and objectives, like, there's a lot of sacrifice that people don't see. People that it's just like this and it doesn't happen. It's a lot in the back. Wow. And never mind, sometimes it's not about being world champions or what people think about your title, right? Your place, or it's more about you, because sometimes you win and you feel shit. Sometimes you don't, but you realize that you work so hard and you're so proud of what you've done and what you've reached, that this is the best price that you can get, actually.
Yeah, 100%. I really get what you're saying. We had a similar. I was talking about it yesterday because we finished. We did a 30-day fat loss challenge, right, for dancers, and so it was a cash prize involved. So it had to be a winner, a quote unquote winner, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't the only winner, because there were so many people that reached out and said like, yo, I never expect myself to be able to go this far. I trained more this month than the entire last year. So it's just like, wow, I'm so proud. And that feeling, it's equally as big, if not bigger than the actual price, so to say.
So I agree. It is like that, and you should feel like that.
Yeah. Because like you're saying, there's so much, especially for us dancers, it's like there's so much in the back that nobody sees. It's like I can't count how many parties of my friends that I didn't go to, like all the birthdays of my family members that I didn't show up to.
Exactly. That is for me, that is one of the worst things of my job.
Yeah. But then again, it's sacrifice. It's that paradox. It's like you get this glorious life and you can travel everywhere, and it's a super blessing. But every blessing is a curse by itself, because it comes with sacrifice. Do you do any type of mental training, as in form of like meditation, or like how do you stay? Because like you're saying, on your regular, you have a high performance job on your regular basis, and then when you are competing, like you're saying, your mind changed, your whole being goes into that one thing. Like it's almost like an obsession, right?
Yeah, it can be an obsession, bad obsession.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, I feel like I'm a person, like I'm a strong-minded person. Like I can control my feelings, my emotions, more or less in a good way. All right. So I've never tried meditation. I've heard it helps a lot, but what I do is try to feel focused on what I want, what I really want. Okay. And sometimes when you feel like you are under a lot of pressure because of the people, especially when you're competing, but it's the same when you are performing. Like people feel very nervous and very stressed for what people would think about me, about my performance, if I fail, if I don't, all these kind of things. It's just I think first comes the work you're doing before performing or competing. If you are sure about what you did, like if you feel confident, that's first thing. When you are going up on the stage, just think about what you did before. If you did it, that's fine. If you don't, you need to work a lot harder, but just stay focused on what you're doing. If you are thinking about, I feel nervous, this is not going good, this or people's putting a lot of pressure on me, forget people, forget everything, just stay focused on what you are doing. And I think that's the best tip. Like for me, I keep calm and relax. I work on my choreo in my mind, like this hand, this leg, this whatever. And then when you go up there, just enjoy, because you did the job already. So you don't have to think anymore in that moment. Just enjoy what you're doing.
I mean, it's a great tip. That's a great tip. And I think that for people who is not competing and don't have any plans to compete, it's the same thing when you're social dancing. It's like, don't panic. You know how to dance right now. You're here to dance, to enjoy. All this practice that you did before was leading up to this moment for you to enjoy. Now, relax. It's easier said than done, though. What do you say?
Yeah, it's easy to say, but just sometimes it's because people think that they need to prove something to somebody, you know? You are dancing, especially social dancing, like it's a connection. You need to feel like, oh, I'm doing this, and I did this wrong. Just just try. Maybe if you want to practice something, especially for ladies, I say just try 1 or 2 songs doing this new move or this new thing that maybe you don't feel super comfortable with it now, but you will get into that point if you practice. But not the whole night, right? Whole night, the social dancing is just to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because work is what you said before. You work on that, on classes at the school with your teachers and workshops. You know already. So just try to relax and not feel like you are like somebody's testing you or something.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Like even for me when I'm out social dancing, I swear to you, it's like you dancing with someone. It's like, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, wait, what? I'm sorry. It's like, why don't like I can feel myself apologizing on the dance floor. Like, why am I saying I'm sorry? It's like, what the fuck? I'm out there enjoying.
Exactly.
It's hard.
The way to do.
Hey, that's dope. That's some good tips, Raquel. I swear to you. So do you and Pablo have anything you guys do before you go on stage? Is there a routine you guys? A secret handshake?
Secret.
You know what I mean?
Really, we hug each other before. We hug each other. Like we give energy and connection, and it's like we're gonna rock the dance floor. We're gonna throw it down. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Like our relationship is so good, so good. I think I remember just 2 times in our whole career, like in 5 years, only 2 times that we went up on stage and we were kind of angry to each other. Only 2 times, and believe me, that's not what I wanted to feel ever.
That's the thing. Like you forget that I forget it frequently. Like, because I'm a solo dancer. Like I do all my shows. First of all, it's my shows some improvisation, but you you need to commit. Yeah, you have to stay strong with a person. Yeah. That is tough. And like you're saying, but then that's your way of preparing, right? Like putting yourself in that positive state and giving each other energy and
100%. We just go through the choreo once, just very smooth, and then energy. Let's go, let's rock it, and here we go. And it's really important how you connect with your dance partner, even in the stage. Yeah, like if somebody is feeling down for some reason or whatever, just not feeling right, you can give a lot of energy while dancing, and this is great also for social dancing. Like, I mean, if you try to give this kind of energy to your dance partner, whatever, in social, like in a party, it changes a lot. Because maybe you go like super strong or super fast. If you try to give this energy, like, hey, I'm not in that mood, maybe, right? It's like you try to find the connection there.
Yeah, you have to find that, like you're saying, find that connection with the person you're dancing with. And even if that song gives you like, yo, it's like, it's a me emborracharé, it's like, let's go crazy. It's like, nah, but maybe that person is like, feeling that smoothness, and you need to meet in the middle.
Exactly. You can go with that flow, the same, but controlling the energy, right? Like trying to find.
Yeah. If you stand and analyze the dance floor, you see it sometimes when people when they change partner for a new song, and then they just attack it.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
That's true.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up. I have one last question. What if you could travel back in time and give young Raquel, like you just starting out with bachata, you don't really, you have a clear vision in your mind, even if it's just, I want to be better. Maybe you don't know what better is. What would be 3 tips three career advice almost, but tips, let's call it tips instead, that you would give young Raquel? Or 2 or 1, Give her some tips.
No, Raquel. Okay, I try to think three. First one, take as many classes as you can. Like, learn everything. Try to learn everything, even though you're tired of whatever. Learn more, 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 more. Never stop learning. This is first tip. First tip. Because sometimes, and back then I was feeling lazy, like, and after you realize, oh my God, if only I could spend, more hours in the classroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was number one.
That's a good one.
Number two, don't let other people opinions to affect your dancing.
Interesting.
Like sometimes you feel like you are not doing good, or maybe you should do in a different way because of people's opinions. And yeah, of course you need to listen, but try to be true to you, to your personality as a dancer. Sometimes we don't feel 100% confident about this, and I think that is a very good tip for my young
self.
Me.
Yeah. It's good. That's a great one. Don't listen to the negative. We have two voices. Don't listen to the negative voice. Shut that out.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself.
Third one, I think, is like follow your dreams the way that I did, I think, because now that I can see from the other point, like it's like I made such an important decision when I started dancing with Pablo. Like I had to move, I had to leave my boyfriend back then, my family, all my friends, my life, my whole life out, and I went just for a dream. And now that I'm traveling every weekend, I meet new people every day. Like I can share so much, and back then this was a dream. Like I'm living my dream.
Yay! I applaud you for that. That is dope said. That is very well said. Very, very well said. It's one of those cliches that when you hear it, you're like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Follow your dreams. Shut the fuck up. But if you really stay committed to it, if you really stay like, I'm gonna do it, I whatever it takes, by any means necessary. I'm willing to sacrifice to get this. But it's important to have that. I did it. It doesn't mean I'm stopping, but I did it.
Yeah, I tried. And it was good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. That's well said. Hey, that's some great tips. That's some great tips. I'm gonna make some mental notes for them myself, so I keep them with me. Maybe I'm gonna tell young Sebastian the same, or present Sebastian. Maybe he needs to take some notes.
Totally, do it.
Hey, that's awesome, Raquel. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and chatting. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
And what do you say?
I had such a good time talking about everything that sometimes you don't think about it, and when you stop and think what you did, what you're doing now.
Yeah, it's important. Like you're saying, it's important. I feel like for me at least, like I try to meditate every day, and I even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes or 1 minute, it's something to calm everything down, and it helps me to be grateful with a lot of stuff.
Sure.
But thank you so much. I see you very soon. 18th to 21st of July, Raquel is gonna come with a beautiful Pablo, teaching smooth bachata and back to the basics in Be Fit and Sensual, Fuengirola, Malaga, pool party, training, dancing, nutrition, fitness, stretching for dancers, whatever you need to how to live like a
party.
professional, party. For sure, it's the whole package.
Yeah.
I
Can't wait.
Raquel. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Thank
Ciao.
you.
Thank you.
Ciao.